Good evening, you crazy ponies. This is Mr. Kenyon, reporting in for another official Mr. Kenyon's Pony Story Reading Fun Time. I've got a rather interesting one here for y'all this time, coming from, at least reported by PK Rockin' 199X, coming out from the TF2 Ponyville forums. I saw one of the ones he suggested here, and just took a quick look through it, and I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, we gotta read this one. This one's just too good to pass up. Official posting from Equestria Daily simply has the quote, "This is the most random, uncultivated, mind-bogglingly stupid fanfiction I have ever read. And it is genius." And I really can't argue with that. This is a pretty good one. So this one is presented by a author named Present Perfect, and the story is called The Elements of Awesomery. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this started. The Elements of Awesomery by Party 99. It was a fine spring day in the magical land of Ponylandia. There were no clouds in the very blue sky, and the birds were singing, and everything was wonderful, and every pony was happy. Well, except for one pony. A Pegasus pony with a rainbow mane and a cutie mark that was an awesome rainbow lightning bolt coming out of a thundercloud, was named Wondercloud Lightning Bolt, was talking to her friends. She was kind of sad, because even though she had a lot of friends, and they were pretty cool, she thought that she was really lame. This wasn't true, of course. Wondercloud was a totally awesome pony, but for some reason she didn't think so, and she wouldn't listen to her friends when they tried to convince her otherwise. "You should cheer up, Wondercloud," said Fashion Face. She was a pretty unicorn with purple mane, and she tended to whine about things a lot. Her cutie mark was fashion. "You're really a very cool pony. I wish I was half as cool as you are." "Fashion Face is plumb right," drawled Johnny Pear in her funny accent. She was a really strong orange filly, and not a colt like you might think from her mane. Her cutie mark was a pear that had a big mouth with lots of teeth. "I don't know any pony else who's as cool as you, except for me, of course, I reckon." "Wondercloud, I'll bake you the biggest, most bestest cake ever if it makes you stop being so sad," added Sugar Rush, who was the pinkest pony ever, and Wondercloud's closest and very best friend. On her butt was a big pink firework exploding with sugary, candy-coated goodness and sprinkles. "You're so cool, you deserve 100 cakes. Also, I think you're really hot." She spoke the last part really quietly so no one would hear. Wondercloud's fourth friend, a yellow Pegasus named Whisperlight, didn't say anything, but that was okay, because when she talked you never could really hear what she said anyways, and she was really cute, so it didn't matter. Her flankadank was a butterfly with a flashlight for a body. "Gee, girls," sighed Wondercloud, "it's really nice of you to say all these things to me. It's just I haven't done anything really cool lately, and I'm pretty sure that means I'm lame." She sighed again. All her friends thought it was a really cool sigh, but it didn't matter. She just went off to mope on a cloud. Later that day, a new pony showed up in town, and Wondercloud was the first one to meet her. She was a weird purple unicorn with a cutie thing that looked like a brain reading a book, who wore black clothing and said her name was Midnight Twinkle. "Wondercloud Lightning Bolt, I demand you take me to whoever runs this town immediately, because I know a lot of important things that have to be told to that pony right now, and no one else." Midnight Twinkle was kind of bossy and didn't like telling other ponies what she knew. Wondercloud shrugged and showed Midnight Twinkle to the city hall where Mayor Sexy Knickers lived. Once Midnight Twinkle was talking to the mayor, Wondercloud gathered up her friends and told them about the weird new pony. "Well, she doesn't sound very nice," whined Fashion Face, "and her fashion sense is awful." "Well, I would have kicked her hindquarters right back to where she came from, consarn it." Johnny Pear frowned. She flexed her hooves, and somewhere a bird exploded. "Well, I think we should throw her a party," squealed Sugar Rush, bouncing around in a circle. "Parties are the best way to make weird new ponies love everyone." If Whisperlight said anything, no pony heard it. "Maybe we should find out what it is this new pony knows," Wondercloud thought loudly. I mean, she seemed kind of agitated. Maybe it's something important. Just then, Midnight Twinkle burst out of City Hall. "Just you wait, Mayor Sexy Knickers!" she yelled behind her. "I'll show you that I'm right and we're all in terrible danger!" Behind her, the mayor, who was really sexy looking, in a totally mature way, slapped her flank with a hoof and closed the doors. "Terrible danger?" asked Johnny Pear. "Well, I reckon that sounds downright mighty dangerous." Midnight Twinkle stuck out her tongue. "Well, duh! I was reading some moldy old books when I found out that aliens from the planet Bad Horsea are coming to this town tonight to destroy the whole world." Every pony gasped. "Oh, no!" wailed Fashion Face. "Whatever shall we do?" "They can't destroy the whole world," cried Sugar Rush. "That's where I keep my stuff." Whisperlight whimpered and hid underneath Wondercloud because she was scared. "We have to stop them," declared Wondercloud firmly. "We can't let the world be destroyed." "There's a spirit, Wondercloud," Johnny Pear whooped, slapping Wondercloud on the back so hard her teeth rattled. "We'll get them their aliens and their cotton-picking teeth. Tarnation!" Midnight Twinkle rolled her eyes and scoffed. "Ugh. What a bunch of dummies you guys are. Obviously, you can't just go around kicking aliens or whatever. We have to go to the Everlane Forest and find the elements of Awesomery first. They're the only things that can save us. Every pony gasped again. The Everlane Forest? But it's the worst place in all of Ponylandia. Yeah, nothing fun ever happens there. It's totally lame. Lame is right, Sugar Rush. I never want to go there. Fine, Midnight Twinkle said, rolling her eyes. Whatever. You can all just stay here and let the world get destroyed. I'm going, and don't let me say I told you so when flying saucers burn your house down with exploding laser beams. She turned in a huff and sauntered off toward the dark, spooky mouth of the Everlane Forest. We'd better follow her, girls. There ain't no telling what'll happen if she moseys on into the Everlane Forest by herself, gol darn it. Johnny Pear charged ahead. The rest of the friends looked at each other and shrugged, and then they all followed. The Everlane Forest was really dark and really creepy, but mostly it was just lame. The plants were dark and had all kinds of spikes and stuff on them, but up close they were all veiny and covered in warts and junk and looked really dumb. Sometimes an animal would jump out at you, but then you'd realize its teeth were dull and it was way smaller than you first thought. Still, most ponies stayed away from the forest anyway, because it was totally nerve-wracking to be there, what with all the not dangerous animals jumping out at you all the time. The 6 ponies stayed together as they wandered down the path, and the dark, lame trees pushed in closer and closer from every side. Suddenly, an enormous fire-breathing dragon jumped out. It gnashed its huge, pointy teeth and roared and snorted flames at them. All the ponies screamed, except Johnny Pear, who strode forward and snorted back at the dragon. Then they all realized it wasn't breathing fire at them as much as it was lobbing fiery, explosive boogers. That was kind of lame since they were expecting actual fire breathing, but it was still dangerous. Johnny Pear didn't care, though. She knew she had to protect her friends. A flaming booger got snotted right at her, and she did a jumping spin kick over top of it and kicked the dragon right in its lame face. She looked way cool while doing it, too, and landed on all fours like a boss. The dragon roared and backed up, trying to hit Johnny with its wing, but she ducked at just the last minute, making all her friends gasp in fear. But Johnny wasn't worried. She flip-kicked into the air and smacked the dragon right under its stupid head. She kicked it so hard it went flying up and spun around end over end. And before it hit the ground, Johnny did a cool-ass spinning dragon punch uppercut and knocked it out. Then she put a cigarette out in its eye because she didn't give a fuck. That was so scary, cried Fashion Face. I thought I was going to die. Wow, Johnny, that was so cool, gasped Wondercloud excitedly. I wish I could do cool stuff like that. You can, Wondercloud. I believe in you, said Sugar Rush quietly. Johnny nodded sagely and put on some sweet shades. It's easy. Y'all just gotta believe in yourself and stop giving 2 shits. Johnny Pear spit on the ground. Hayseed. Then she walked on and they all followed her. Soon they came to a bunch of big stone pillars that blocked the path and made them have to go in single file. There was a gate at the end of the path. All of a sudden, a big mean demon dropped down in front of the gate and said, Halt! You shall not pass! The ponies all gasped. They looked at each other. Johnny tried kicking the demon, but it blocked her kick with its enormous hand. Sugar Rush tried tickling it, but it wasn't ticklish. Fashion Face moaned, Oh, come on, just get out of the way, we're in a hurry here! But the demon ignored her. Finally, Whisperlight stepped forward. Excuse me, Mr. Demon, sir, she murmured. It was really hard to hear. We'd like to move past you, if you wouldn't mind. We have something very important to do on the other side of the gate. Then her eyes got really big and watery, and she looked at the demon. The demon just looked at Whisperlight. Suddenly, its eyes got all watery, too. Oh, my! It exclaimed. You're so adorable, I just want to pick you up and cuddle you forever! It did so, much to Whisperlight's surprise. But it really didn't cuddle her forever, only for a little bit. Since you're so cute, I'll let you all go on ahead, it continued saying, and put her back down. It opened its gate for them and bowed gracefully. Bye-bye, you adorable pony. I hope you come back this way soon. And it balled up its hands and made a happy face and did a little dance, thinking about how cute Whisperlight was. Wow, Whisperlight, said Wondercloud in awe. That was some trick. Whisperlight didn't say anything. Sugar Rush murmured to herself, I think Wondercloud's cuter, but no pony heard her, except that Wondercloud blushed a little and she didn't even know why. Then they came to a wide, wide river, and it didn't look like there was any way they would cross it. Suddenly Wondercloud shouted, Look! And pointed in the middle of the river. There were 3 big diamond dogs in a big boat paddling their way. Maybe they'll take us across, mused Midnight Twinkle. Yes, we will, the first dog said, rubbing its paws together. Please, climb into the boat. They all climbed in, and the diamond dogs began rowing back across the river. But halfway to the shore, the leader dog started laughing. Ha ha ha, you foolish ponies! You've fallen into our trap! Now we will sink the boat and you will all drown and we will eat you! Ha 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 ha! He started rocking the boat back and forth, and all the ponies were scared that they were going to drown. Oh no! Cried Fashion Face. Whatever shall we do? Stop that! Cried the leader, putting his fingers in his ears. Don't do that! What do you mean? She whined. What don't you want me doing? You're loud and mean and smelly, and I just want to get across this yucky river and out of this awful dirty boat and onto the other shore so we can find the elements of Awesomery. All right, that's it, yelled the dog. We'll kill you first. Like hey you will, you dirty varmint, shouted Johnny Pear, and then she kicked the dog in the face, and he fell out of the boat. Wondercloud and Midnight Twinkle kicked the other two dogs, and they fell out as well, and they all drowned in the river. No one ever said that diamond dogs were smart. I mean, what did they even do? Really? Fashion Face, you almost got us all killed, Wondercloud yelled. You suck. Well, it isn't my fault, Fashion Face cried. Those stupid dogs tried to drown us all. Just can it, huffed Midnight Twinkle. We're almost there. Hey, Midnight, asked Wondercloud. What are these elements of Awesomery supposed to be, anyway? Yeah, added Sugar Rush questioningly. And what do they do? Midnight Twinkle blushed. Actually, I don't know. What? Every pony shouted questioningly. I just know that we can find them here in this forest, and they'll help us stop the aliens. I swear I didn't make it up or anything. So you mean we're risking our lives for something that might not even work or exist? Wondercloud clucked her tongue. Sheesh. You suck too, Midnight Twinkle. Midnight Twinkle got a really indignant look on her face, and then she humphed and turned her back on them and kept walking without saying anything. Don't look now, whispered Sugar Rush to Wondercloud, but I think you just got 20% cooler. Wondercloud blushed a little more. They all decided they would keep going, because they'd gotten this far. If Midnight Twinkle was wrong, even though she didn't think that she would be, then they'd all go home and laugh at her. Except they came to a really, really deep, really, really dark part of the forest. There was no light except for some glowing mushrooms, but they were lame because the light was plain old white and not blue or pink or something neat like that. Suddenly, there was an enormous, ferocious beast in front of them. It had the body of a lion, the head of an eagle, the ears of a rabbit, and the butt of a monkey. It was big and mean and ugly. And even though it was really totally lame, it was also really dangerous, unlike the rest of the monsters in the Everlame Forest. Oh no! Cried Midnight Twinkle. It's a Niforg! The most powerful creature in the Everlame Forest! We're doomed! It roared loudly and all the ponies shrank back scared, except for Sugar Rush, who stepped forward, even though she was scared too, and said in a brave voice, Hey, you big mean meanie pants! Why don't you go away and leave us alone? We've come way too far to stop here because of some dumb, ugly monster! The beast sneered back at her. As if! What's some stupid pink pony gonna do, huh? Sugar Rush smiled back. I'm gonna play a game with you. A game? You think I'm playing here or something? Yep. It's called Where's Sugar? And then she zipped behind a tree. The Niforg roared and sliced the tree in half with one giant swipe. All the ponies gasped in fright because they thought Sugar Rush was dead for sure, but she had disappeared. Yoo-hoo! Cried the pink pony, sticking out from another tree and waggling her hooves. I'm over here, you big, dumb, ugly, dump thing, you! The Niforg turned around and swiped at the tree, but once again Sugar Rush was gone. She appeared inside another tree, and then she came out from under a rock, saying, This one time, I saw a thing that was ugly and slimy and totally stupid, and I thought it was the dumbest thing I ever saw, until I saw your gross butt just now, and now I know that that's the ugliest thing ever! And then kicked the thing in its big, ugly butt. She appeared out of the foliage and stuck a pillowcase over the beast's eyes. And then she showed up in its mane and gave it a huge noogie. Ah! Cried the Niforg. I'm out of here, you weirdos! Thought this place was lame, but you're dorking it up! And it spread its huge, ugly, stinky, dumb wings and took off somewhere over the trees.